All right. Bungie is doing a massive exotic armor and weapons overhaul, a really crazy one, shifting the sandbox significantly. In this week's Twid, we're going to cover through all the news, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. Mid-season armor and weapons preview, upcoming Season 22 exotic armor balance changes. The Antaeus wards, these are exotic boots for the Titan. They've been extremely OP for a while now in PvP. I felt like they were a little bit overtuned, a little bit too strong, but obviously a lot of people have been complaining about them, and so now they're going to be getting the axe. They're going to be getting nerfed, and pretty substantially. So if you've been not appreciating Titans aping you in Trials of Osiris with their shotguns and Antaeus wards, well, that's about to change significantly because Reflective Vents now requires full class ability to deploy. Following deactivation of Reflective Vents, your class ability energy is drained proportional to the amount of damage reflected. Got it? And then we have no longer provides an improved slides, and so that's what they're doing to prevent people from aping with those too much. Obviously, if an exotic gets too hot, it gets too much usage, then Bungie's going to bring it in line with the other exotics in the game. So let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with this. Obviously, Titans will be sad about this one, but I think everyone else will be happy. The next one is a bit of a sad one, though, because young AHAMKARA's Spine is a really good exotic in PvE, and it is slightly getting nerfed due to it being too potent in PvP, which is where we get those frustrating elements of things in PvP ruining PvE or vice versa. This reads, reduce the trip mine grenade's bonus health from 100 to 70 and remove the bonus 50% damage resistance. So previously, if you tried to shoot a young AHAMKARA Spine trip mine off the wall, you had to do 200 damage to destroy it. You would notice it would take so long to destroy the damn thing. And now they're removing its 50% damage resistance, so it'll take half as much. And then not only that, they're reducing its health to 70, so it'll take even less than that. So you should be able to shoot it off the wall pretty easily now. But here's the one that hurts, right? Grenade energy is now provided on ability kills instead of damage with abilities. So that definitely hurts. Because in PvE, obviously, if you throw the trip mine at a champ or if you throw it at a boss or whatever, if it doesn't actually kill the boss, you're not going to get as much ability regeneration back. So they go on to say these changes to young AHAMKARA Spine targeted two aspects of the exotic that we felt were causing issues. First, we want to bring in its total damage bonus grenade energy more in line with the other solar ability focused exotics, which is fair because there's Arthur's Embrace and there's Caliban's Hand, and that does make it more in line with that, but it does hurt to just have a really fun exotic in PvE get nerfed and not be able to use it probably quite as much. So that's that, but it happens the way she goes. Let me know your thoughts down below. We have weapon balancing, weapon archetypes. Submachine guns are about to get a stability change, specifically for mouse and keyboard. Let's see what we got here. While SMGs as a whole have generally been brought into line with the recent changes, we're still finding that many players, especially those on mouse and keyboard, I hate when they start with that, see little downside to sacrificing their stability to maximize range. We always want players to have a choice when it comes to which stat they want to prioritize, but those choices should have trade-offs, which is fair. Until now, ignoring or even reducing stability was not seen as much of a penalty, and the benefits of range far outstrip the downsides, so we are going to make that choice a little bit tougher. Now, I myself do still use stability, and I play mouse and keyboard, but I guess it's not as penalizing as on controller. I know that for sure. The goal of this change is to not make SMGs feel hard to control at base. That said, if you choose to sacrifice stability or not to invest in it, you will notice the difference in controllability, especially at maximum ranges where greater precision is required. I can't wait to run around with a 0 stability SMG and just start, it flying around like a wild fireman's hose. General, increase the recoil globally by 10%. Reduce the mouse and keyboard stability bonus from 20% to 10%. That hurts. That hurts. That's going to feel rough. Auto rifles. In general, we're happy to see auto rifles are seeing more play in PvP, even in higher lobbies, which is true. We have seen the Amit take over inside Trials, but we believe the two-part buff range they received in Season 22 may have been a bit much. This is especially true for rapid-fire precision subfamilies, which were already strong. On the other hand, we're still not happy with where adaptive and high-impact auto rifles shake out compared to other ARs, so we've made some tweaks to separate them a bit. For rapid-fire adaptive and precision ARs, we have reduced their ADS damage falloff scalar stat back down to 1.6, while we have left high impacts at 1.7. So we're about to shift over into a high impact frame auto rifle meta. This should sufficiently differentiate the maximum ranges they are able to achieve and give high impacts room to breathe over precisions, which are currently able to achieve the same ranges without the downside of needing to be more accurate. For adaptive ARs, we weren't happy with how difficult they felt to use, so we have increased their base damage and decreased their crit multiplier to make them more forgiving while retaining their current optimal time to kill. Interesting. Rapid fire Auto rifles reduce the ADS scalar 1.7, 1.6. Adaptive, reduce damage fall scalar 1.7, 1.6. Reduce the base damage 14.25, 15. Decrease the critical hit multiplier from 1.6 to 1.55. Precision auto rifles reduce the ADS damage fall off scalar from 1.7 to 1.6. AMA AR, here it is. In our final changes to ARs, we're going to be experimenting with the new freedom that separating zoom from damage fall off has been given to us by the AMA AR's zoom value from 17 to 15. In the live game, AMA is currently the undisputed king of ARs for multiple reasons. Its high range, the ability to craft it with double enhanced consistency perks, the on origin trait, and its above average zoom all contribute to the weapon feeling like there is no reason to use anything else. Reducing the zoom will make the weapon easier to use at closer range, where it has stiff competition from SMGs like Immortal and Unending Tempest, but it will make it harder to use at long range as the accuracy will be decreased and the aim assist will fall off sooner. This will introduce a trade-off to using the weapon and open the door for other ARs to step in and fill the longer range gap. Got it. Interesting. Let me know your thoughts about the AR changes. We'll be seeing a shift, see some high impact ARs out there. Which high impact AR might you use in PvP? Next up we have pulse rifles. While generally satisfied with the place that high impact pulse rifles have found themselves in after the recent round of changes, it has come at the cost of almost all other pulse rifle subfamilies swinging heavily negative in terms of effectiveness. As such, we'll be making 2 changes to pulse rifles in the mid-season patch. Our explicit goal is to keep high impact pulse rifles near where they are now, while elevating the other subfamilies to move back into contention. Rapid fires. That Crota's End pulse rifle is about to be spicy. We'll be increasing the damage fall off start at 0 range by 1 meter, which means that pulse rifles with low range stats, rapid fire, lightweight, and adaptive, will all see noticeable benefit to their damage fall off start distances, while pulse rifles with high range stats, those over 60, high impact pulse rifles, will see little to no improvement. Combined with the reduction in most auto rifle ranges, we believe this change will allow the faster firing, low range pulse rifles to find some room in the sandbox. That's going to be spicy. At the other end of the spectrum, aggressive pulse rifles have been overshadowed by high impacts for almost all of their existence due to needing to land more shots at a higher critical hit ratio, plus having a longer burst time and a much slower body shot time to kill. We are weary of buffing their damage and entering into another high impact pulse rifle situation, but we believe there is some room to improve their comparative range due to their distinctly lower ease of use. As such, we have moved their ADS damage fall-off scalar from 1.7 to 1.8, which will elevate them over high-impact pulse rifles in terms of damage fall-off distance, and give players a reason to take the trade-offs in terms of lethality and forgiveness. Okay, wow. Increase damage fall-off range at 0 stat by 1 meter, aggressive pulse rifles. Increase the ADS damage fall-off scalar to 1.8 times. Season 21 base zoom, got it. We're going through the entire charts here. This will be very spicy. I'll love to see when this actually goes live. Looks like the other pulse rifle subfamilies and auto rifle subfamilies are going to have some room to breathe in the sandbox. So might be the most balanced sandbox in terms of weapon balance that we've ever seen. Fusion rifles, some combinations of perks and damage boosts can allow fusion rifles to operate well outside their intended ranges. Plus, in general, fusion rifles feel like they can reach out just a bit too much, so we have reduced the minimum damage falloff from 50 to 45%. This means that the damage falloff scalar will occur more quickly once it starts and will decrease to a lower value than it does currently in live, which should help to reduce the instances of feeling like you were mapped well outside the expected range. Very interesting. So a small, subtle nerf to fusion rifles in general. Reduce the minimum damage that fusion rifles can deal after damage falloff from 50 to 45%. They're just slightly tweaking so many different things. I feel like this is about to be a really well-balanced sandbox era where you could use auto rifles of any different archetype, pulse rifles, hand cannons, obviously still very, very good. I was enjoying hand cannons last week. And fusion rifles even getting axed a little bit, so that way they're not a little too powerful or too potent. Sniper rifles, I wonder if this is going to be a buff or a nerf here. The changes to sniper rifles are twofold. First, we wanted to address the issue that sniper rifles, even with moderate investment in airborne effectiveness, still don't feel usable in the air. We increased their base airborne accuracy by 20%, which now has them starting at the same accuracy that they had with an Icarus mod pre-AE. Further investment in AE will still provide increased accuracy and aim assist. On the other hand, snipers have been bordering on becoming oppressive in high-level gameplay, and part of that is that they deal such high damage that even landing a body shot can push a player to critical health. This felt wrong, as the intent of the sniper rifle is to be a high-risk, high-reward weapon, and having them be so rewarding for missing a headshot doesn't feel like it fit the amount of upside it can provide in the hands of a skilled player. Wow, okay. I like where they're going with this, actually. As a result, we've decreased the amount of body shot damage that sniper rifles can do as a starting point, and we'll evaluate how this change plays out in the wild moving forward. Note this change also affects their body shot damage in PvE. What? Oh, come on! You can't be nerfing sniper rifles in PvE. Now when you miss your Izzy shot, you can do even less damage. But in Season 23, we'll be buffing sniper rifles PvE damage by a flat 15%. Okay, good. So they're making up for it in the next season, which will be more than offset to decrease and increase their precision damage against all targets. Good, good, good. General, decrease the airborne accuracy penalty by 20%. Aggressive snipers decrease body shot damage from 157 to 135. Wow. With the aggressive frame, it was doing like you would shoot someone in the body and then you could swap to another weapon to clean them up. Now, if you shoot them in the body, the effort of swapping to the other weapon, it would take a couple shots to clean them up. So it's not going to be as effective. So I like that change, actually. Increase critical hit multiplier from 3 times to 3.5 times. Got it. The critical hit multiplier goes up in increase, so you'll be doing more damage to them, which means definitely one-shotting all the supers. High risk, high reward if you try to snipe someone out of the super, I guess. Adaptive sniper rifles decrease body shot damage from 131 to 119. Wow, from 131 to 119. Do you know that that doesn't even break someone's shield? I believe your shield is 130 damage. So previously adaptives were breaking shields, but now they won't. Whoa. Can you imagine botting someone with an adaptive and not breaking the shield? Increase the critical hit multiplier from 2.9 to 3.2. Rapid fire precisions. Decrease body shot damage from 90 to 85. So previously, these rapid fire snipers, they don't even 2-tap you to the body. They do 90 to the body. So even if you're at the lowest resilience, you're not getting 2-tapped by these things, right? Now they do 85 to the body. They're getting nerfed even more. That's rough. Shotguns, like snipers, we wanted to make shotguns with minimal AE, which I should say, though, I think that's a good thing. I think that snipers should do less damage to the body. But for the rapid fires, that hurts because that's such little damage. Shotguns, like snipers, we wanted to make shotguns with minimal AE investment feel more usable, so we have matched the base inner accuracy of slug shotguns to what they were pre-AE with an Icarus mod. Pellet shotguns are in a place of unique situation, as pre-AE they had substantial accuracy penalty, which would deflect the entire pellet spread. We have since removed that entirely and replaced it with an increased... Whoa, what happened there? We have since removed that entirely and replaced it with an increased spread angle so that the effect of jumping on the weapon's behavior would be more predictable. As it stands currently, their actual accuracy is the same as it is on the ground and cannot be improved, but to be fair to them, we've also decreased the pellet spread penalty by 20%. Alright. General, decrease the airborne accuracy penalty for precision slug shotguns by 20%. Decrease airborne pellet spread penalty for pellet shotguns by 20%. So this is their effort, I think, to make AE not as painful to play with in the game, because a lot of high-level PvP players have said that they don't like AE, that they have hated PvP ever since that's been implemented. So I think that their goal is to make AE less oppressive to have in the game, rather than trying to just remove it flat out. So I think it's a good direction that they're going. I know that some will still not be happy with it, but I think that they're at least slowly heading in the right direction. Perks. All right, we get some perk changes here. This will be spicy. Perfect Float, which is a perk I don't think I use on any weapons. Perfect Float has strong benefits, but the duration was too short for something that just improves stats and requires extended combat. Increased base duration from 6 to 10 seconds. Increased extended duration from 7 to 12 seconds. Got it. Kickstart is one of the most popular damage perks on fusion rifles and allows them to have both a substantial damage buff and a faster charge time without a difficult activation cost. So we have reduced the damage bonus provided by the perk, reduced damage bonus from 20 to 15%. Got it, so a nerf to Kickstart, rip. Checkmate, the Crucible playlist that they've been experimenting with, which a lot of people have been having fun playing. We will have some minor tuning coming for Checkmate control, including increasing the score to win from 100 to 125 and decreasing the frequency of heavy ammo spawns from 90 to 180 seconds. Seems fair. Future stuff. In Season 23, we will have a host of PvE tuning changes. We don't want to share too many specifics because some things still have the possibility of shifting during testing, but we can give you a sneak peek. Oof, this is going to be spicy. Increased base PvE damage for glaive projectiles and sniper rifles. Interesting. Increased damage against minor combatants for pulse rifles and auto rifles. Alright, so trying to get more people to use pulses and autos in PvE. I think that's a good idea. Greatly increased damage against champions for Revision 0 and Vex Myth class. Wow, okay. I like both of those. I like all of those. Seem like great buffs. We're also very excited to finally get the glaive rework into your hands, including some changes that we've made to the exotic class glaives to make them more effective and enjoyable to use. Cool. All right, and they've updated the Destiny 2 cutscene archive, which is cool, very cool. Then we have the Crota's End 48-hour challenge mode emblem. This was painful. They issued the emblems to everyone, or at least they thought they did, but it actually didn't go out to everyone, I believe. I'm not sure if anyone actually got theirs. Comment down below if you got yours when you were meant to, but some people didn't get their emblems, so they're actually working on fixing that issue now. It's now become a big issue. Then we have the movie of the week, we have the artist of the week, and everything else. On top of this big weapons tuning and exotic tuning thing, there was also a cool bit of article here, which was Rahul hosts The Price is Right, and they talk about the economy in regards to exotic armor focusing, and they're changing these costs. All right, they're going to lower the exotic focusing cost right here. It's going to be for tier 1 is 30,000 glimmer, 10 enhancement prisms, and tier 2 is 60,000 glimmer and 2 ascendant alloys. And so I think that these tweaks should be good, because obviously new players would struggle to get the focusing in, and experienced players maybe wouldn't enjoy how easy it is to get exotics. I mean, one thing that's important is exotics need to stay exotic and like tough to get and fun to chase for. So I think that these were good changes overall in regards to that. And we have all of the weapon stuff, which is definitely spicy. I'm excited to jump in the sandbox and see what it's like after all this stuff goes live. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on all the news in Destiny 2. Smash the like button and click on the screen here to watch another video from the channel. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Later.